This is Jane Remover. Jane is using the most unorthodox techniques to create a sound that's genuinely mind-blowing. They even invented another new genre as a side project. However, this stuff takes years of experimenting, but luckily, I've uncovered the secret methods behind Jane's sound. Like most producers, I typically start with chords, but for this particular sound, every time I put a progression down, it just ruined the vibe. After doing some research, I quickly realized Jane doesn't use chords. Instead, they do this. First, you need an arpeggiated melody. Choose a synth sound and click in something fast and catchy. Think video games. The trick is to do this a bunch of times, stacking layers of melodies on top of each other. The issue is, no matter how many layers you have, it still needs Jane's signature effects chain to bring it to life. Put simply, lossy is an audio file compressed in a way that diminishes its quality. It gives a retro MP3 player feeling to sounds. It can be almost unnoticeable, but when you significantly lower the quality, you get a really unique texture. To emulate that, I used a good Hertz lossy paired with a decimal to add in some bit crushed high end. Then I used the same melody with a different sound, processing it to make it sound more present in the mix. And finally, I layered 2 more sounds with different melodies. If you want distorted, glitchy sounds like Jane uses, then check out my new Exploit one-shot kit. It's packed with heavily processed sounds designed to give you that texture that you're looking for. And if you want to take your production even further, then my new Ultimate Texture Bundle is perfect for you. It includes the Exploit one-shot kit as well as 3 other kits totaling over 1,000 sounds for a crazy low price. Hit the link below. Now sonically, this is crazy, but with a lack of chords, it's missing a melodic identity, and that's where your bass line comes in. What makes this method so versatile is that you can take it anywhere you want, as you're not tied to a specific chord progression. You could use a 1-note bass line to make it darker, or go a bit more melodic like I did with our beat. Mix that with some simple trap drums and you should have something like this. At this point, most people will be finished, but that's not the case with Jane. One of the main things that sets their music apart is the use of chaotic sound effects, glitches, and textures. So I was watching Jane's latest interview with Fantano, and this part caught my ear.
Sometimes I like go over to a friend's house and they're playing a game, and I will be like, I like the sounds on this game. What's it called? And then I like go on like that sounds resource website.
I did a quick search and found the site they were talking about. You can download almost any sound from any game on here completely for free. It's a gold mine for producers. I searched for impacts and evil laugh, found some more sounds laying about in my files, and put them all into our beat. From that alone, our track is instantly more unique. But we're not done yet. Jane uses another secret trick to add depth to their tracks. First, record a melodic vocal as though you're the artist. Then, chop a tiny section and repeat it really quickly. It gives the feeling of a CD player bugging out. And finally, we have a technique that breaks all the rules of texture in the best possible way. They automated the mix and time of the delay to create this crazy warped, out of tune texture. First, put a delay on the sound you want to manipulate and create automation clips for the time and mix. Now in doing this, I discovered something new as well. If you add a marker and right click it, you can select a different shape for your automation curve. Now if you zoom in and move it around, these crazy waveforms will appear, making the sound even more hectic. Next, we have a trick that Jane uses to stand out from everyone else. It will make your tracks sound so complex, and it's really not that hard. Particularly in the intros, it seems like every few seconds a new element appears. This constant evolution ensures the listener is never bored. But how can we do it? The simplest way is to take pre-existing melodies and apply them to new sounds. I use this arpeggiated synth, some vocal chops, and glitches to start things off. From there, we needed another completely new section. And there's a guitar trick Jane used on their first project, which I had to use here.
Little like atmosphere thing.
So first I gave the guitar some standard processing, then I added a lossy and automated it. Now you can see by the waveform in the clip, it's so heavily compressed that it almost looks like a sine wave. So I added 2 compressors and another lossy. Pairing that with a blown out distorted bass, some delayed talking that I recorded, and a vocal riser, we get the perfect transition. At the very beginning, I mentioned that Jane created an entirely new genre as a side project. That genre is called Dariacore. What I didn't say is that they did it using an alias on SoundCloud called Leroy.
I'm like, what the fuck is this? He's like, man, it's Dariacore.
No
I'm like,
way.
who is this? He's like, some nigga named Leroy. I was like, who the fuck is Leroy? Then to come to find out it was Jane, like all this time later.
But what can we as producers take from this? Well, to find out, we need to start breaking down the genre. Essentially, it's EDM, trap, and hyperbop combined into one, and the only rule is that you use as many samples as humanly possible. And there's the first thing that every producer can take from this. The fact that there are so many samples in each song shows that it's about expressing every last idea you have into that one track. You're not thinking about leaving room for an artist, it's about what you want to do. This level of freedom and experimenting can lead you to finding an entirely new sound, just like Jane did. That being said, let's explore the techniques behind Dariacore. I began by finding the main vocal sample. It had to be something 2000s, and I ended up choosing one of my favorite childhood tracks. Then I found a part I wanted to use and chopped it up, making it sound glitchy before adding in some chords. From there, it's a case of layering. I added 3 more bright synths to make it feel as full as possible, as well as another different vocal chop. The same theme continues with the drums and percussion. I layered in effects like gunshots, crazy processed hi-hats, and metallic snares. And to finish it all off, I added in the heaviest 808 and probably the most important part of all, these pop culture references. Jane adds these random sound effects from TV shows and songs. I did the same using things like the Drake 6, Pierre's Tag. I even chopped up this Carti and Ice Spice acapellas. It goes back to just having fun and joining every ounce of your creativity into the beat.